There's a thrill, a passion, an adrenaline rush drivers say is hard to find unless you're behind the wheel going around 4 turns. Winning, well, that takes it to a whole nother level.
40-ish years of going to the racetrack to win.
It became Tim Clauson's life, and his son Bryan followed in his footsteps. He raced in NASCAR, starred on the dirt track, a 3-time USAC National Drivers Champion.
In part of what he was doing through the dirt track world, it offered him an opportunity to go there.
There is the greatest spectacle in racing. Bryan Clauson raced in the Indy 500 in 2012, 2015, and 2016. He and his dad created a short track racing team as the sport became his life. And as he took the lead in a race in Belleville, Kansas in August of 2016, the sport he loved took it all away.
When we lost him, we didn't know he was an organ donor.
But this was Bryan's last wish because of a heart on his license.
They need to know, and know fairly quickly, if those organs are going to be viable for donation. I'm very honest in saying that if Bryan hadn't been a registered donor, I really don't know in that moment if I would have said yes.
But Tim did. That choice saved 5 people. Bryan's organs went to 5 people facing life or death.
We get to see where these organs end up with the recipients and the life that they go on. And I want to speak to what it did for me and our family, as a donor family, and how important it was to us to not only just flat carry on with living, but living a life that means something.
That's something. And talking about a taboo in racing, death, and whether to give those organs to others when they can't give us life anymore.
Something has to happen for that to happen.
In 2016, Tim partnered with a new campaign, Driven to Save Lives, to get the conversation about organ donation going in the racing community. A campaign to get 200 people registered, turned into 6,000.
So to see that kind of reaction, again, not just in our little world of midget and sprint car racing, but throughout motorsports as a whole, was just absolutely incredible.
As they push that conversation to continue, Tim's racing career is in drive. He started another racing team, Clauson Marshall Racing, focused on the dirt track. But Bryan is riding shotgun. Tim's built a tribute to him right in their workshop, and the goal is to get a dirt track rider to follow in Bryan's footsteps to the Indy 500. But whatever happens, racing now is more than just about winning.
The small conversation I had with somebody that touched on organ donation, how they became a donor, or they lost their dad and he was a donor, and how proud they were of that. Those are the boxes that I check now when we leave an event.
And that will be clear this May. They're partnering with the Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives campaign to have a car in the Indy 500. Pippa Mann will drive the car, and a message planted for millions to see.
Our whole reason for doing this is to spread the message, to get the donor list down to where it's insignificant, where every life is being saved.